All right, so now we are going to start taking the derivative of functions that have insides. So far, we've just been able to take the derivative of x cubed or cosine or sine of x. Now, we're going to have a capital F of x that's going to have an inside function and an nth power on the outside. So what we do is we bring this nth power down in front, we carry the inside along, we subtract 1 from the exponent, and we multiply by the derivative of the inside. So here we go. So here is our capital F that we're taking the derivative of. So I bring the 4 down in front, I carry the inside function along, I do nothing to it, I subtract 1 from the exponent, and then I'm going to multiply by the derivative of this inside function. So the derivative of x squared is 2x. The derivative of x is 1. And that's it. All right, let's do it again. So this, you know, is to the 1/2 power. So if you want, you can invest the time rewriting this to the 1/2 power. Okay, so now let's take the derivative. So bring the 1/2 down in the front, carry the inside along, subtract 1 from the exponent, then take the derivative of the inside. Derivative of 4 is 0. The derivative of cosine is negative sine. Okay, so be careful with this exponent. It's something easy to forget. So here, I'm going to rewrite this as x cubed plus 2 all to the negative 4 power. And let me show you how I would go about it. So I would say, okay, I'm going to bring this negative 4 down. I'm going to carry the inside along, but before I write it down, I'm going to subtract 1 from the exponent, then return to writing the inside, carrying it along, then multiply by the derivative of the inside. This number here is really easy to forget, so just make sure you don't make that mistake. You know that tangent to the 4th of x can be rewritten as tangent of x all to the 4th power. So again, bring the 4 down. I'm going to subtract 1 from the exponent, so that's cubed, and then multiply by the derivative of the tangent, which is secant squared. I'm always going to suggest rewriting things like this. It's all to the negative 1/3 power. You need it in the numerator because you need a function to a number. So you bring the 1/3 down in the front, carry the inside along, subtract 1 from the exponent, and then multiply by the derivative of secant, and then move to the next term plus the derivative of e to the x. All right, so here's one for us to do together. So let's take the derivative. So I bring the 3 down. Again, I'm going to use this technique of just going to write the squared, carry the cosecant function along. Now I'm going to multiply by the derivative of the cosecant, which is negative cosecant cotangent. And again, you know that they'll be simplifying. So I'll have negative 3, and this cosecant squared, another cosecant, so I'll get cosecant cubed times a cotangent. All right, so let's talk more about these trig functions. So when the angle is the inside function. So I've written all the rules. The derivative of sine is cosine. Carry the angle along, multiply by the derivative of the angle. So all of the trig functions with the angle carried along and then multiplying by the derivative of the angle. So let's do it. So this has the inside function is x cubed. So I start by taking the derivative of the trig function, cosine. So I get negative sine. I carry the angle along, and now I'm going to multiply by the derivative of the angle, which is 3x squared. This is very different, this next one. This is the same thing as saying cosine of x all cubed. So this derivative, I'll bring the 3 down, subtract 1 from the exponent, carry the inside along. Now I'm going to multiply by the derivative of cosine, which is negative sine. Whoops, negative sine. This here, cosine of 3x, take the derivative of the cosine, negative sine, carry the inside of 3x along, and now I'm going to multiply by the derivative of 3x, which is 3. Here, I'm going to take the derivative of the cosine, that's negative sine. Carry the angle along. Now I'm going to multiply by the derivative of the angle. All right, then I'm going to take the derivative of the trig function first. So taking the derivative of secant is secant tangent. Carry the angle along in both places and then multiply by the derivative of the angle. All right, let's finish these last two. So here, this is the same thing as saying secant of x all to the fourth power. So to take the derivative, 4, subtract 1 from the exponent, carry the secant along, and then multiply by the derivative of the secant, which is secant tangent. All right, last one. Take the derivative of tangent, that's secant squared. Carry the pi x squared along. Now multiply by the derivative of this angle. Pi is a number you carry. Derivative of x squared is 2x.